Hi everyone, my name is Abby and I am so excited to announce that I will be participating in the Disney College Program Fall Advantage 2020 in attractions. This is something that I have been looking forward to and wanting to do since literally middle school, so I just wanted to take this opportunity to really just talk about how I'm feeling and kind of walk through what everything has been like up until this point. So I thought for today that I would walk through my process of application and talk about really what it was like for me going through the application process, because I know there's always so many questions about it. It's really different for everyone, so I thought that I would talk about mine. Applications for Fall Advantage dropped this year on Monday, January 13th. And I was at work when I got the email that they had dropped. So I was freaking out all day. This was at like noon. I didn't get out of work until 5:30. So all day I was just so anxious, just wanting to get my application in. I had seen on the Facebook group that people were already getting their WBIs, and I was just really stressed out. So when I got home, the very first thing I did was put in my application. I had already prepared everything that I possibly could have needed, so I just copy and pasted all my information into there. So this was at about 6 o'clock, maybe quarter past. So at this time, my phone was not working, so I could not get texts, calls, or get on cellular data, which means if there wasn't Wi-Fi, my phone didn't work. So right after we put my application in, me and my mom actually went out to dinner, and the restaurant I was at didn't have Wi-Fi. Very stressful. And so the entire night I was so anxious. I kept checking to see like if my phone was maybe working again, or if there was any way that I could check my email to see if I had gotten my WBI. So we went home and my phone got like a spot of Wi-Fi, and I got an email saying that I had passed and I had gotten through to the WBI. This was at about 8 o'clock that I finally got that email. It actually came through at like 7, but I didn't see it until 8 o'clock. So we got home, and me and my mom sat down and clicked on the link to do the WBI. Now, something they don't tell you about the WBI is that every question is timed. You get 40 seconds for the first like half of questions, and then they up the ante and they go to 20 seconds per question. Nobody had prepared me for this. So when I saw that those were the instructions, I freaked out. I do not do well in timed situations. I hate being timed. It stresses me out so much. So me and my mom sat there, and I would read the question out loud, and I would say my answer and she would confirm it, and I would put that in and it went through. Now, since it was timed, if you didn't get a question in time, it just went to the next question. And there was only one that I didn't get in time. Let me tell you, that was stressful. They don't even give you time to grieve that you missed that question, because it's right to the next one, and that's also 20 seconds. But needless to say, I made through it. I made it through. We got past it. All of a sudden, I was answering a question, and then boom, it flipped to a page that said, "Congratulations, you've passed your WBI. You will be contacted soon with information on how to schedule your phone interview." Now, this page said that I would be given the opportunity to schedule my phone interview within the next 24 hours. So I knew that the scheduling email was going to come separately. Now, I finished my WBI at 8:40, and I got the email to schedule my phone interview at 8:42. So it was a very quick process for me. Everything was moving very quickly, and that was exciting because I do not do well with waiting for things. I wanted to know immediately if I had gone through, and I was just so thankful that everything was moving so quickly. So I get Friday mornings off usually because I teach in the afternoons. So I had Friday morning free. So I chose my time for that Friday, January 17th. Remember, this all happened on Monday. So it was on Monday. I scheduled my interview for Friday at 11:45. Now, this whole week I was freaking out. Because, you see, I had spent the past 2 years researching interview questions, watching other people's phone interviews, thinking about what my answers would be. I had a document on Google Docs that was about 14 pages long, single-spaced, of all the potential questions that I could possibly get and all of the answers that I had planned out. I was ready for this interview. So they say that the interviewer can call you 15 minutes before your scheduled time and 15 minutes after, which means that an hour before my interview was even scheduled, I was sitting at my kitchen table, ready to go. I had my laptop open with my resume that I had put in and my document with all my questions and answers on there. I also had a piece of paper with a little cheat sheet about all the questions that I was like pretty sure that they were going to ask. And what else did I have? I had my questions ready to ask my interviewer, and I had like a bottle of water. Now, as we said, my phone was not working at this time, which was very stressful because in error, I had put in my cell phone as the number to call me on. Silly me. So, thank the Lord, my phone happened to be working on that day. Bless up. But I had changed my contact information on my profile to my home phone. So I had my cell phone set up on my little tripod, ready to film it, because I wanted evidence. Now, it was in my tripod. It was on the tripod. My pop socket was through it. It was in there good. All of a sudden, I get a call on my cell phone. And I knew. This was at 11:50. So 5 minutes after my scheduled time, I got the call on my cell phone. So I didn't get to film it. Now, the interviewer was so nice. I had Kathy. She's a queen, and we love her. I've seen on the Facebook group a lot this year that a lot of people didn't really get situational questions. I got almost entirely situational questions. Kathy went through the list of roles that I had put interest in, and she pretty much went down the list and asked about every single one and asked me like why I wanted it and like a situational question about it, which I was super thankful for because I know a lot of people don't get to talk about each role, and I know that a lot of people don't get the chance to mention what roles they really want. So at the end, Kathy asked me, she said, so which roles do you think that you would be able to make the most magic in? Which is like the best question. So I told her children's activities and Bippity Boppity Boutique, because we had spent the entire interview talking about all the experience that I have working with children, about how my major is elementary education, so working with children is really what I do, and I really talked about how I want to make that connection with guests and make that guest connection with children especially. So I figured that children's activities and Bippity Boppity Boutique is where I could really do that the best and make the most magic. So my call was 23 minutes long. Perfect amount of time. It was great. I freaked out a little bit after, and I was so proud of myself because it went so well. Like, it was so good. So, next week rolls around, and recruiter Christy on Twitter said that there was going to be a little mini wave. And I was like, okay, probably won't get it. I doubt that I'll get in this little mini wave. It's just a puddle, just a splash. I won't get it. And I didn't, which, I was still bummed about. So this was on like a Thursday or Friday, I think. And then the following Monday was the first like big wave where a ton of people were going to get accepted. So I was in class ready, I had my email open and I had my dashboard open and I was refreshing. I was doing that all day. Nothing. So now I'm starting to get nervous because I'm seeing everybody post on the Facebook page and they're all saying, you know, oh, I got accepted for this, I got accepted for that, oh, these are my dates, blah, 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 blah. So I was starting to get stressed. So then, the next Monday, a week later, this was Monday, February 3rd. I had my interview on the 17th, so this was like 2 or 3 weeks later. On Monday, February 3rd, I was sitting in class, literacy methods, and I was constantly refreshing, like going insane. But my professor was putting on a video about like English as a second language. We were going to watch a video on that. And I got a notification on my watch first. And all I saw was Disney, no reply, congratulations. Now, my phone still is not working. So I go to my laptop, I open up my email, and there it is. The blessed email that says, congratulations, you were accepted to the Disney College Program, Fall Advantage 2020. So I leaned over to my friend and I said, can I borrow your phone? She's like, is everything okay? And I'm like, yep, just need to call my mom. So we were in the basement of the library, and so I ran out into the hallway. I went all the way down to where the bathrooms are, and I called my mom, and I said, Mom, I'm in. And I was like bawling my eyes out. This is just something I've wanted for so long. I was crying. I was trying to like tell her what had happened. She was at lunch with her friend, so her friend Liz was all excited for me, and it was the best day. There were people like walking by me like, why are you crying? I could just see it in their eyes, but I did not care because dreams were coming true. And so yeah, it was very exciting. So I go back to class. Needless to say, I was not paying attention to the English second language video. I get back to class and I go back on my email and I try to check what role I got. This is where things get sticky. I could not open the page with my acceptance letter. So that was stressful. I couldn't figure it out. And so I was sitting in class, anxious as can be, until we finally got to go. And before we left, my professor, who's also my advisor, and she's the best. She came up to my table and she was like, is everything all right? And I was like, yes, like I got in, blah, blah, blah. And she was excited. And so I went back to my dorm. I like ran across campus to get back to my dorm so I could open up my laptop and try again. And so I ended up changing to Safari, and then I could open it, whatever. And so I was so anxious because I was so sure that I was going to get children's activities. We spent the entire time talking about it. She told me how great I would be in that role, how I was so well fit for it. I opened up my acceptance letter, and it says attractions. Now, I'm not going to lie. I was a little disappointed. But then I realized, oh wait, still going to be in Disney World, so it's okay. And I very quickly accepted that, and I was like, it's all good. So I hit accept the offer, I went through, I paid all my fees, I picked my dates, and the rest is history.